Hey everyone, I'm Gary Hibner here from Heavy Tones, the channel all about going low and heavy with guitar. And in this video, we're going to take a look at pitch shifters. In particular, using pitch shifters to shift down the tuning on your guitars. Now, in my wrap-up video for 2020, I did a riff on this guitar. This is a sort of short scale 24.75 Les Paul scale guitar. It's a custom Dogiel guitar. And with this, I did a riff in drop G. And I said to you that I would, in a later video, explain how I did it. I did get some comments on the video on how I did it. Did I chuck some thick strings on? But unfortunately, there was a comment from Baguette Roulette on saying, I hope you didn't use Helix Native. Well, unfortunately, Baguette Roulette, I did use Helix Native. I used the pitch shifter in there, the poly capo, to shift down this riff. And in this video, we're going to take a look at 3 different pitch shifting effects that you can use to accomplish pitch shifting down and how they compare. I've seen this comment come up quite a bit on forums and on some of my videos on how to pitch down your guitar if you've got a standard scale 6-string. So I wanted to take a look at this in this video and 3 different options that you can use and which one is the better one to use. First off, unfortunately I couldn't get hold of a Digitech drop. I do wish I had this effect pedal to show you how to do it, but unfortunately I don't, so I'm going to show you some software alternatives. So there's 3 pitch shifting effects that I'm going to use in this video. There's PitchProof, which is a free bass plugin. Then there's the Pitchshifter in TH-U, and then there's the Poly Capo in Helix Native or in the other Helix products. Now I use these pitch shifters to shift down by 7 semitones. So going from a drop D down to a drop G. Now the thing with pitch shifters is that they do change the tone of the quality of your guitar when you shift down. It sort of loses a little bit of the clarity and does get a bit darker. But the different pitch shifter options do have different results, so that's what I want to show you in this video. So let me first play through this riff in drop D, and then we'll play it through in drop G. But before getting into that, let me first punt a few things. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel or haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Now let's get into that riff. So here it is in drop D, the original tuning. And now this is it in drop G. Okay, so now you heard the difference between those 2 riffs and them shifted down. Now let's take a look at the different plugins. First off, I'm going to take a look at playing it with a single note riff, because most pitch shifters work very well if you're just using single notes. The real trick is when you get into chords. So let's first go through these plugins using that single note riff. Here's the PitchProof. Now this is the TH-U pitch shifter. It really doesn't work too bad. As you can hear, it sounds pretty good compared to the PitchProof. And then here is the Helix Poly Capo. Now, they all really do sound good. The real trick is when you start playing some chords, you start hearing some artifacts when it's trying to repitch each pitch within that chord. For example, starting off with the PitchProof where it plays those chords. So you could hear the sort of artifacts coming into that when it was trying to sort of revoice those chords. Now let's take a look at TH-U. This one is slightly better, but you're still hearing the artifacts. And now here is the Helix Polycapo. Now out of the three, that really was the best out of all of them. It didn't have as many artifacts, and it really did the revoicing of those chords really well. Now let me just play through those again so you can hear them. Okay, so this is with the PitchProof playing those chords, not hearing it in the mix, just hearing the guitar. So you can hear that as a sort of trying to find the voicing of those repitched notes. Also, if I just play some power chords. As I go low, you can really hear how those are going out. Now let's check out TH-U doing the same thing. So this is TH-U. Less artifacts and less breaking up of the chord. Now I'm playing some power chords. You're still getting those artifacts, especially when you're going lower. And now let's take a look at Polycapo. So this is Polycapo. Now that's much better. You're not really getting any artifacts with those chords, and it's voicing them very nice. Now playing some power chords. Now, I'd definitely say out of these three options that Polycapo is definitely the best bet. They all sounded pretty good, shifted down 7 semitones with the single note riff. But when you got to the chords, Polycapo definitely beats them all with poly voicings of notes. Also, I could shift it down even further if I wanted to using a 6 string. Let's maybe go down to 12 semitones. So we're going to a double drop D or D1. Let's hear how that sounds. So here we go. It's okay. And the chords. So just showing you that you can go really low, starting at drop D and going down 7 semitones or maybe even 12 if you really wanted to, but you are going to lose a bit of the clarity on the notes. Now I want to show you something else. This is with a standard scale guitar tuned to drop D. Now what if we take a really long scale baritone guitar tuned down really low? So I'm going to pull out my 7 string with a 28-inch baritone neck that's at drop F, and I'm going to see what happens there if we take it down 7 semitones. Let's check it out. Okay, so here we've got my Squire Stagemaster 7 string with a 28-inch baritone neck tuned to drop F. And I first want to start off by going down 7 semitones with this. And this is using the Helix Polycapo. So this is drop F. And now down 7 semitones. Yeah, doesn't really sound that great. So it's sort of going down from a drop F to a drop A sharp 0. So that's really low and you're losing all note clarity. So my point being here is that with a standard scale guitar, you can actually pitch down quite a bit. But if you're going lower or your starting point is lower, you can't shift down as much. I'd say with the 7 string, I could probably get away with maybe 3 semitones down. So here is it in drop F again. and then here with down 3 semitones. So there you go. That's proving my points over there. If you're starting off at a higher tuning, you can shift down quite a bit, but if your starting point is already quite low, you really can't shift that far down. So that's just a good thing to keep in mind if you're using these types of pitch dropping effects, that you can go down pretty low depending on where your starting point is. So I hope that gave you an eye-opener into what you can do with pitch shifting or pitch dropping effects. I took 3 over here. There's the PitchProof, there's the Pitchshifter in TH-U, and then the Poly Capo in Helix Native. And you could clearly hear that the Poly Capo in Helix Native definitely outdid all of them, from tuning down on single note riffs to playing chords in those lower tunings. So I'd highly suggest taking a look into this. I was using TH-U for quite a while and thought it really was the best out of all the ones that I'd tested, until I got Helix Native a few months ago and started fiddling with that, and I was really blown away by the Poly Capo. So if you're looking for a pitch drop effect, definitely check that out. Go explore it out and see if it works for you. Okay, so if you liked that video and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd highly appreciate a thumbs up on the video and clicking on that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also don't forget to click on that notification bell to be notified of future videos. I'll catch you in the next one.